Teachers should be the best minds in the country, said Dr. Sarpalli Radhakrishnan. Now, let me introduce today's program chief guest. Our chief guest of today's program is Professor Dr. P. Subramania. He is the Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University. Dr. Subramania is having more than 3 decades of experience in teaching, research, and administration. He did his M.Com from Mangalore University in 1982, securing first rank with gold medal. Dr. P. Subramania obtained PhD degree from Mangalore University in 1992 in the area of consumer behavior. He worked as professor, trainer, and consultant. He did postdoctoral research at Nottingham Business School, Nottingham Trent University, England, on HRD policies and practices. He also did a cross-national study of India and Britain under the Commonwealth Fellowship Scheme during 2001 and 2. He received an international award entitled eLearn International Award 2003 from Scotland, UK, for his best research paper on trends and status of corporate e-learning and Indian experience. He also received the prestigious Devang Mehta National Award for Best Teacher in Human Resource Management in November 2009. Dr. P. Subramania is down to earth, ready to listen, and eager to implement. Welcome, Professor Dr. P. Subramania, on this special show of Gyan's Teachers' Day celebration. Professor Dr. P. Subramania, you have heard all the students from different parts of India as well as from UAE, and they have expressed their gratitude, their views for their ideal teacher. And to be very frank, as far as I am concerned, today I am feeling, yes, it is a Teachers' Day, and I feel this all students who have expressed their views, they enlighten me. So I treat them as my teacher because their knowledge is far better than what I have learned till now. Now, I would like to know from you your views, your blessings, and your experiences, which you would like to, we want you to share with all our students here who are present here, or all the students who are watching and in the entire world about this program. Professor Dr. P. Subramania, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lal Goyal ji. I got truly enlightened by the ideas of our 22 panelists, our student panelists, their perception about the ideal teacher. There may be a world of difference between an ideal teacher and their most favorite teacher. The point is, teaching profession, according to me, is the mother of all professions, because it teaches all professions in this world. Now just imagine, if we produce a bad engineer, what would happen? A few buildings might collapse, right? If we produce a bad doctor, of course, a few patients may die. Now you just imagine, if you produce a bad teacher, one whole generation will be destroyed. Therefore, according to me, there are no 3 classes of teachers in this world called good, bad, and ugly. A teacher must be always good. Just like medical endorsement, there is a lot of weightage given to a teacher's words called teacher's endorsement of values, the philosophy, the virtues, the practices, and whatnot. Because our teacher brings about lasting impact in our future life. Former President of India, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, rightly said, inspired teachers are the building blocks of a good education system. He or she links the individual goals of the students to the societal and national goals. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda said, education is nothing but the manifestation of perfection which is already there in a person. Then what we are going to do as teachers? Our job is only to inspire, connect the motivational fuse, make things differently, and understand how to unlock and unleash the potential within every student. That's very important. That's why I feel that what we are today is largely because of our teachers. We must agree, we must confess. The first true liberators who made us feel that we mattered in this society, mattered in this world, they are the true liberators. We can think effortlessly now. We think boldly with a sense of purpose, pride, and direction. We can demonstrate our courage, confidence, and conviction through appropriate and timely actions. If we are in a position to do so, we owe a great debt of gratitude to our teachers. Starting from somebody said, "Mother, my mom is the true teacher." No doubt about it. That's why I always say that mother is the truth, father is the myth. You ask any child to recognize the mother. The child recognizes the mother through the smell of the sweat of the mother. That's a beauty. That is the connectivity which is divine in nature. But sometimes it is doubtful to recognize the father. The point is, mother is the truth. Therefore, materialistic style of learning must be injected by the teacher in the classroom. Therefore, the point here is, earlier we had Gurukul system. Students were moving to the place of the Guru in search of excellence, in search of knowledge, in search of learning process. Later on, Shishyakula, because teachers came in search of Shishyas or the students. Now we have today what you call Digikul, digital system, online learning. For example, massive online open learning system through Swayam platform of Government of India. That means physical place of learning has been converted into what you call virtual learning space. Learning from home has become a reality. Earlier it was work from home. Therefore, digitization and connectivity brought about a sea change in the way in which we assimilate knowledge, acquire new skills, and prepare ourselves for our future life. Therefore, lifelong learning commitment must be respected today. Therefore, ideal teacher will always bring you from darkness to light, no doubt about it. Because education means enabling the mind to find out that ultimate truth, which emancipates us from the bondage of dust and gives us wealth, not of things, but of inner light, not of power, but of love. It is a process of enlightenment. It is divine wealth. It helps in realization of truth. That is what Rabindranath Tagore highlighted it. This is the beauty of education. Therefore, the point is, we must understand teacher is made up of 7 letters of English alphabet. The word teacher, Saptapadi, 7 stars. T stands for what? T stands for transformational leader. Whether a teacher is in a position to transform the perception, the thought process, feelings, action tendencies, and finally actions of a student or not, then he could be my ideal teacher, a transformational leader. E stands for, there are 9 E's. For example, who envisions, who empowers, who enables, who energizes, who educates. See, that way, who enthuses you, who engages you in the classroom, who excels you, and who shows the path of enlightenment. So Navaratnas, E. Then comes A. A is nothing but attitudinal re-engineering. For example, if a student is reposing what they call lack of confidence, or he exhibits negativity in his breathing purpose, then the point is a teacher must convert negativism into indifference, then later on to positivism, and see that positive energy is sustained by the student, because the teacher will create that kind of academic learning ambience, not only inside the classroom, more importantly, outside the classroom. Because I strongly believe that real learning takes place outside the four walls. So the student panelists highly remarked that way. I do endorse that point. Therefore, attitudinal restructuring or attitudinal re-engineering is required. As Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich rightly said, your attitude will always determine your altitude, the height of thinking. Therefore, we have to demonstrate our positive mental attitude. That's a major vitamin required to keep our body, mind, and little soul in one place. Therefore, that is the path of enlightenment. Then comes what he calls C. Undoubtedly, C stands for character builder. Teacher is the main architect for building and rebuilding your character, shaping and reshaping your personality. That is the solace, that is the meaning of life for a teacher. Therefore, students are the real assets for a teacher. Therefore, that is character builder. Yach is nothing but the healing touch, the Midas touch. That gives a lot of comfort for a student. A student who is suffering from learning disadvantaged position. For example, socio-economically disadvantaged group. The students belonging to this group, they may have a diffidence, they may suffer from inferiority complex. The wonderful Midas touch, the healing touch of a teacher who gives the hand, who warms up the heart of the student, who shows the direction, because speed is not important, but the direction matters. Such a teacher is remembered until our last breath. The point is, that is what the healing touch. Then comes another E, teacher E, that is enlightened self-interest. A teacher doesn't have selfishness. Selfless, honest efforts of a teacher will bear sufficient fruits in the tree of the teaching profession. Therefore, selfless, honest efforts will be personified by what you call enlightened self-interest of a teacher. That is the E. Then comes the R, is nothing but resourceful role model. He is a role model. Every student say that he is or she is my ideal teacher. The attributes or the qualities of my ideal teacher are worth emulating. So you get inspired, you get motivated to replicate those qualities in your life. And as a student, you would like to answer your critics only through your deeds. Who inspired you to become like that? Your teacher. A teacher is a lighthouse. True about it. Therefore, many of you talked about many wonderful qualities. Because shortage of time is there, I know. Amit Khatri said, self-confidence, very, very important. Believe in yourself, believe in yourself. That is what. Then Ananya talked about beyond academics, of course, because holistic development of the personality according to NEP 2020 today. Well-rounded development of the personality. It means well-rounded development of personality is nothing but physical, mental, intellectual, social, and spiritual well-being. Panchamam Karya Siddhi, 5-dimensional view. So beyond, look beyond the four walls, look beyond the curriculum, look beyond the academics. That is what Ananya said. Anrup Nayak said, love and deep understanding of the needs, wants, preferences, demands, and expectations of the learners will matter a lot. Therefore, that's what I say. If you want to teach mathematics to Mr. Peter, you must know not only mathematics, but also Mr. Peter. Chinmaya Nayak said, real learning takes place outside the classroom. Darshini Gowda said, mom, yes, because she is the darkness remover, starting from home. That is what the first level of learning, because Darshini Gowda could see learning inspired by Trinity of God, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Yes, all the three gods, they have got their individual and collective integrated role to enlighten all of us. Then Dominic Savio Philip said, great teacher inspires, and a student should unlearn, relearn, and get committed to the continuous process of learning and development. John Jojen said, you should be a role model and a real teacher is fondly remembered. That is what I'd like to be remembered by the hearts and minds of my wonderful students, because they are the real hope for me. That is what Anvit Kumar, maybe physically disadvantaged, he said, teaching is the noblest profession and the character is very, very important. He remembered the former president of India, APJ Abdul Kalam. Therefore, teacher is a real student, he said, because a teacher should strongly believe in the process of knowledge sharing. I liked it very much. Torcham Lungamba Methi from Manipur said, teacher is a second parent, darkness to light, and teacher prepares for the life, not for just a job or a career. Is true. India can become Vishwaguru because of inspiration here. And Muskan Saxena, yes, egolessness of a teacher is very, very important, because a teacher is a benevolent character builder. I do agree. Nagesh said, more successful than himself. A teacher should create a student who becomes more successful than the teacher. Guru Minchudu Shishya, in Telugu we say, Guru Minchudu Shishya is very, very important. Therefore, a real student will always exceed the expectations of the teacher. Then Nancy Agarwal, sochne par majboor kare. A teacher should do that. That is what boond boond se sagar banta hai. Jeene ki kala sikhaya teacher. That is what we understand. Navya Sharma, yes, she said, brilliant public school. Yes, she said, make students happy. And teacher should be informative, educative, and should provide entertaining learning experience, both within the classroom and also the outside the classroom. And a teacher should focus on not just curricular, extracurricular, and also extracurricular activities. And a teacher will always learn from the students. I learned so many things from my own students during the 40 years. Therefore, the youngest student I liked very much, Miss Nirvana Seram from Manipur again. And she said, not from books alone, a teacher should teach, and a teacher should bring out the best from every student. Recognition for the job well done. So appreciation is very, very important. Teacher gives the right direction, and a teacher leaves indelible impressions in the impressionable minds of the young students. That is what Mega Aryu said, explains what the internet cannot, because everything is available. What, why, where, when, who, and why available in the Google. But what is not available, how part of your job may not be available, and certain values may not be available, how to lead a decent and meaningful life may not be available. Therefore, we should get out of the textbook and teach the students how to lead a decent life, because that is what, because necessary and not sufficient condition for life. The information or the data, information, knowledge contained in the textbook may be necessary, but not the sufficient condition to lead a graceful life in your future. So a real teacher, according to her, helps us learn. Therefore, discover our inner self is very, very important. Radha said, learning is a journey, not a destination. Ragini Sanger said, we need to know more about the Peter rather than the subject knowledge, because teacher is always a psychologist, and compassion for the less gifted ones is very, very important. And we remember the teacher, and we express our gratitude on this special occasion, and we should believe in ourselves. And Rakshit Bhatt said, yes, teachers and student interests must be well aligned. Teachers' interest and student interest need not necessarily be incongruent. They can be reconciled. They can be dovetailed. That should be the situation. Not how many trees you cut, but the sharpness of axe matters. Because you may not consume more than 15 minutes to cut the wood with the help of the seesaw. But remember, you must have invested at least 15 hours to sharpen the seesaw. That is what you have to become self-sufficient. That is what I say. When a student is ready, teacher appears. When a student is truly ready, teacher disappears. That is what Rakshit Bhatt opines, and Ram Roop Tiwari opined in a similar way. In a similar vein, he said. Then Shweta Shankar from the AJ Medical said, parents, tutors, I learned many things from many people, and they should constantly motivate us. They should create, build, nurture, and sustain that kind of interest in ourselves to learn more and more about the less and less of those things that matter in us. Therefore, constructive criticism is always welcome. And we should help The teacher should help build the future of the students. That is what the real students look up to. And Teju R from Alwas said, yes, the teachers will always convert pressure into pleasurable experience, because the learning experience should not become a burdensome experience. It should be a playful learning experience. It should be as natural as breathing. Therefore, a teacher must create, build, nurture and sustain that kind of academic learning experience, both inside the classroom and outside the four walls. That is what the teacher should always inject a sense of purpose, pride and direction in the hearts and minds of the learners. That is what Teju opined, engage the students, because today the biggest problem experienced by all teachers, including me, is how to handle students' disengagement, cynicism, and skepticism in the classroom. Because they will not be see the light at the end of the tunnel at the end of the day. What is missing? They are not able to see the wood they are missing the wood for the trees. Because I cannot see the forest because of trees. That is what they are suffering from, conceptual and operational ambiguity. How to bring out that kind of scenario in the students. Then finally, I really liked our last panelist, Miss Alfonso Paul, who is very, very realistic in her approach and emotionally very resilient. And she greeted me because I knew her very well. And she is the girl endowed with a lot of natural talents. And she said, teacher must be just like a lighthouse who gives the direction. And the real teacher inspires. A real teacher will not spoon feed everything. A real teacher will create constructive confusion in the hearts and minds of the students, so that a student really generates fire in the belly and the heart or the mind to know more and more about the less and less of those things that matter. Inspiration matters. If the students are the pillars, then the teachers are the main architect for fine-tuning the pillars. That's what she said. And students will always seek blessings, and teachers are there to give blessings, and teachers are the real transformers. That is what I get enlightenment after listening to the 22 student panelists. That is what my initial impressions about the whole process. I really congratulate Mr. Lal Goyalji for your wonderful efforts.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. P. Subramania. I must say that today is a memorable day. The way you have summarized all the 22 students, what they have spoken, has enlightened again and given so enrichment. This is the real quality of a teacher. You all have spoken and we all heard, but the way he has summarized the whatsoever you have spoken, this is what an ideal teacher is. And I'm sure that today you have all been enlightened and got the blessings of such a learned Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University, Professor Dr. P. Subramania, for giving his time and his such a nice words for all of you. I'm sure all the viewers who are watching definitely get benefited with these types of views, which has been expressed by all the 22 participant students, as well as our Honorable Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor, Mangalore University, Professor Dr. P. Subramania. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. P. Subramania, for giving such a nice blessings on this auspicious day. A life of joy and happiness is possible only on the basis of knowledge and science, said by our Dr. Sarpalli Radhakrishnan. Now, let me introduce our other guests. They are all the mentors of Gyan, and Gyan stands for Global Youth Activity Network. My first guest is Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. Dr. Sudhir Saran is the former visiting professor of IIM, Lucknow, and University of Texas at Dallas, USA. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, please.
Thank you, Mr. Lal Goyal. It is such an auspicious day in the life of a teacher. It cannot be described in words. You have gathered a brilliant collection of students. Professor P. Subramania, Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University, did build a beautiful bouquet of the thoughts they shared with us. Thank you, Professor Subramania. You tried and succeeded in filling the ocean within a pitcher. Only you can do this one. Nobody else can. We are envious of the things you can do. And envy is a motivator, takes us to higher heights. So thank you very much, Professor Subramania, once again for the brilliant bouquet building that you did. To a teacher, there is no greater joy than the sparkling talent of the student and a sparking talent within the student. If you want to really understand a teacher, I'll share a line from poetry which I love. उम्मीदों से बंधा एक परिंदा है शिक्षक. And just not that. उम्मीदों से बंधा एक जिद्दी परिंदा है शिक्षक, जो घायल भी उम्मीदों से है और जिंदा भी उम्मीदों से है. This line summarizes the life work of a teacher. We see the first spark in a student, and that drives us to a passion that we do everything within our power to nurture that spark and to bring the students to the best possible potential he or she has locked within soul. Every teacher who comes to teaching and stays shares this philosophy of mine and works to make this real. So on this special day, let me extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the teachers who made me who I am today. And the teacher can come like God in many forms. Let us remember it on this special day. He can come as a friend, he can come as an enemy, he can come as a rich guy, he can come as a poor guy, he can come from anywhere. So please be modest enough to accept a real teacher when he arrives in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to introduce the next guest. Although time is very, very short, so just I will introduce all the mentors. Professor Dr. P.P. Devan. He is the Professor, Head and Neck Surgery, AJ Medical College, Mangalore. Dr. Devan, just say a line because the time is very short now.
It is indeed an honor to listen to fantastic, brilliant minds of the young students whom I've seen here on this forum. They are far ahead than what we were at when we were at their age. Oh, they are absolutely fantastic and they are an asset to India. If India is going to become great, it is because of them. And I must confess that if I sit here as a doctor, it is because of my one teacher, Professor P.C. Thomas. He, as a consequence of his training, I have 100 out of 100 in physics and maths. I joined Manipal paying 800 rupees. And if I can do that with average or below average intelligence, you can do it too. The only thing that you need to have is that one thing, I can. And believe me, you can. You are the captain of your ship. You are the master of your destiny. You write your own chapter of your life with a golden pen. Nobody can come in your way and nobody can sort of be in your path. You can rise to the very top, provided you have this one facet that takes you to the top. One word, humility. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Devan. Dr. Santosh Kumar Patnaik. Dr. Patnaik is the former Managing Director, Indian Railway Finance Corporation. One line, please, Dr. Patnaik. We are running off the time. Please unmute yourself. Please unmute.
Well, thank you, Mr. Goyal. You asked me one line. I'll limit myself to one line. But before that, let me salute Professor Subramaniam, who had wonderfully, metamorphosed the whole idea of an ideal teacher by listening to 22 nuggets of wisdom. Each one of you have spoken today in this platform. So let me only tell it in one particular sentence. For a great teacher, in my own feeling, that's Professor Abdul Kalam, the ex-president of India. If a country is to be corruption-free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel there are three key societal members who can make a difference. They are the father, the mother, and the teacher. My great obeisance to all the three of them. Let the good sense prevail on the youth of this world, youth of this nation, to take this ideal to the greatest height of the order. Let Gyan prosper with all of you, since you have already become a part of this Gyan, and you'll see in the days to come, you will get connected with many ideal teachers who will be coming on the way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Kurian. Dr. Kurian is the principal of Alwas College, Murbidri.
Salute to my beloved Vaisi, Professor Subramania sir, and all the best wishes to all my dear students who have joined this forum. I have enjoyed being a teacher for almost 25 years, only for one reason, that I can see smiles on my students' faces. So keep smiling. Let all the teachers feel that it is not a job, it is a responsibility. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Kurian. Reverend Father Celine Joseph. Reverend Father Joseph is the director of Unique Edu Skills International, Bethangri.
Happy Teachers Day to everyone over here, all the students and Professor P. Subramania sir. I underline and accord my voice with Dr. Patnaik, Santosh Patnaik. You have really done a good job and a teacher's job summarizing all these 22 students. And a big salute to you, sir. As I salute you, I remember all my teachers and pay my respect to you as well as to all of them. And definitely, as Lal sir is concerned with the time is the greatest gift a person can give. Giving time means giving a portion of life, as Paulo sir will say. So it's a portion of life we are giving. All the teachers are giving a portion of their major portion of their life to the students. So it's the greatest gift the teachers are giving. And let never, the saying is, reverse never go reverse. As Khalil Gibran says, reverse never go reverse. They have to go forward. So we will give our love to the students, but we are not expected to give our love thoughts to the students. We can think of following them, but never try to make them as we are, because the world should move on forward, not to reverse. So definitely all the students over here, best wishes. May God bless you all. Definitely you are the dream of our nation. God bless you all. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Father. Mr. N.V. Pauls, he is the chairman of Global TV and secretary of Gyan.
Hearing all the students and the Honorable VC, I am just sitting and sweating here, sir. That is the reality. My thanks to all the great teachers and the students who create great teachers. Together, the students and teachers can transform the world, and that is a happening world today. And I'm so thankful to be part of that happening world. And thank you, Gyan. Thank you, Lal Goel, sir. It is great thing happening. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Paul, and thank you all who has participated from the Gyan side. I being the chairman of Gyan, I extend my thanks to all the students, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, and this today's program, which has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, Malnadu TV, Newsgaon se, Samvad Sarokar News, as well as was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. I once again wish you all a very happy Teachers' Day. Thank you very much.